Hello, everyone. This is Tutor Hera. I hope you're doing good. This is time for high school advanced writing. You need to log in to aplus.com, then move to language arts section. And from grade 9, I have decided to teach you a chapter named Quotations. Well, when you do advanced writing, quotations, when you write your research papers or essays, quotations are used as references. So there are certain things yet you must learn about how to format quotations and dialogues in any kind of writing. The second lesson is decide whether ellipses are used appropriately or not. I'll tell you what are ellipses and how they're used. So let's begin. From grade 9, chapter name is Quotations. First lesson, formatting quotations and dialogues. Okay, so use quotation marks around a direct quotation from a speaker or a written source. Well, quotation marks, these marks, they are used around a direct quotation, first, from a speaker or a written source. Sometimes a quotation is a complete sentence with a speaker tag, such as Evan said or exclaimed the woman. Speaker tag is mentioned. Sometimes quotation is a complete sentence. The quotation can come after the speaker tag or before the speaker tag. It can come in many ways. Like if it comes be after the speaker tag, how would it be? This first example, the speaker declared, comma, begin quotation marks, we can succeed by working together, period, and then close the quotation marks. This is how you mention a quotation after the speaker tag. This is the speaker tag, then comes comma, then start the quotation marks, and then write the whole quotation sentence, complete sentence, and then close the quotation marks. Why am I telling each and everything, even period and comma? Because these are really important things when you mention, when you use quotation marks, or sorry, quotations in any kind of writing. The other example, he demanded, comma, who's there? It's a sentence, it's an interrogative sentence, but still it follows the same rule, comma, then quotation marks, then end mark, and then quotation marks close. Use a comma to separate the speaker tag from the quotation and capitalize the quotation. These two are important things about quotations when you write quotations. See, comma here, as you can see in both examples. Comma separates the speaker tag from the quotation. And when we write the quotation, when you begin the quotation, we capitalize it. See? So again, one more rule, how to format quotations. Separate the commas, speaker tag from the quotation using a comma and capitalize the quotation. Now, quotation can come before the speaker tag. it's possible. Sometimes quotation can come after the speaker tag, and sometimes it can come before the speaker tag. Like this, we can succeed by working together, the speaker declared. This is the same quotation. But in this one, quotation is mentioned before the speaker tag. And now what is different? Unless the quotation ends with a question mark or exclamation point. Unless means that even sorry, if the quotation marks ends, let's read this one as well. Who is there? It's a question. So he demanded that speaker tag. Unless the quotation ends with a question mark or exclamation point. Separate it from the speaker tag with a comma. Means all the sentences which end at period, all the sentences which end at period. If the quotation comes before the speaker tag, then separate it from the speaker tag with a comma and do not capitalize the speaker tag. See here, like this. Separate it with a comma and then end the quotation mark here and do not capitalize the speaker tag. But if the quotation ends with a question mark like this here or exclamation point, then don't separate the speaker tag with a comma because this one is enough. We have already put question mark here. So no need to put extra comma to separate it. And the speaker tag is not capitalized. This is one more rule. Now some more things because there are multiple things to learn about quotations. This point here. The quotation can be interrupted by the speaker tag. This is the third thing. Means quotation can come after the speaker tag, quotation can come before the speaker tag, and the quotation can be interrupted by the speaker tag. It's also possible. You can write it this way. We can succeed, the speaker declared, by working together. In this one, this is the speaker tag. It is interrupted by the quotation. Now, half part of the quotation, then comma, because we have to separate it from the speaker tag. Then quotation marks close here, then speaker tag, then put another comma here after the speaker tag. So use commas to separate the speaker tag from the quotation. And do not capitalize the second part of the quotation because this quotation is continued. It's continuing. It has not ended. So the second part of the quotation is not capitalized. But don't forget quotation marks because it tells that this is the part of quotation. And then put an end mark and then close the quotation marks. Sometimes a quotation is a fragment, means a part, a piece, incorporated into a sentence without a speaker tag. Well, a chunk, a part, a fragment of a quotation is sometimes incorporated or added into a sentence without a speaker tag. Yes. The speaker declared that the key to success is working together. So these are the exact words of the quotation. Just two words are taken, that the speaker declared that the key to success is working together. Now these two words are put in quotation marks. See, thus there is another way to write it. The speaker declared that working together is the key to success. Again, a fragment of the quotation is incorporated into a sentence without the speaker tag. Again, follow this rule of putting quotation marks. Working together is the key to success according to the speaker. Again, see, two words are taken. So do not use a comma to separate the quotation from the rest of the sentence. and do not capitalize the quotation unless it starts the sentence. It is here in the end of the quotation is in the end of the sentence, so we do not capitalize it. It's in the middle, we do not capitalize it, but here it is in the beginning of the sentence, so it starts the sentence, so we capitalize it. Those who have joined us, welcome. And if you have any queries, you can ask in the comment box. One more thing to remember, another important point about punctuation. Commas and periods always go inside closing quotation marks. When you close the quotation marks, commas and periods always go inside closing quotation marks. Question marks and exclamation points should go inside only when they are part of the quotation. Let's read one example. Who's there? Question mark, closing quotation marks. He demanded. Or other way around here, in the first sentence, sorry, in the first quotation comes before the speaker tag. In the second one, tag comes first and then the quotation. So this rule is that question marks and exclamation points should go inside only when they are part. It goes inside. It's the part of the quotation. It goes inside the closing quotation marks. Here the question mark is part of the quotation, so place it inside the closing quotation mark. No additional comma or period is needed when question mark or exclamation points are used. Now let's read this one. He paused and listened. Had he really heard someone reply, "There's no one here"? In this one, in this example, the question mark is not part of the quotation. The quotation is, "There is no one here." So question is the part. It's not the part. Sorry, I should not encircle quotation marks here. I should just encircle question mark. Well, look, here, question mark is not the part of the quotation. Why? Because question starts here. Had he really heard someone reply? So this is a question, and question mark is used because of this question. But the quotation is that he heard someone reply. There is no one. So it's just this part. So in this example, question mark is not the part of the quotation. So place it outside the closing quotation marks. No additional period is needed. So because we are already putting question mark at the end outside the closing quotation marks, so no additional period is needed. Let's correct the sentence. If you don't inform the landlord within 30 days, warned Tisha, a longtime tenant, you may never get your faucet fixed. See, commas should always go inside closing quotation marks. This one here. Do not capitalize the speaker tag. Speaker tag, it's not capitalized here. Well, the sentence is this. If you don't inform the landlord within 30 days, here the comma is not, it doesn't go inside the quotation marks. This is wrong here, so we fixed it. And the tag, the speaker tag, must not be capitalized. So it's wrong here. So that's why it is corrected here, these two mistakes. Let's begin the test and see what you have learned. correct any errors in capitalization or punctuation, your answer should be a single sentence. President Theodore Roosevelt famously said, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." Okay, so the first option, this one in which comma is put here, capitalization, and then period inside the quotation marks, or this one, comma here, capitalization, and full stop inside. And but one difference here is the name Theodore is not capitalized here. So what, first option or second, which one is correct? Well, if you look at the first one, if you look at this sentence, I told you that comma separates the speaker tag from the quotation. This is the speaker tag. President Theodore Roosevelt famously said. So put a comma here, this one. Okay. Then begin the quotation mark. And quotation begins with a capital letter. Capitalize it. So it's done here. The first word is capitalized. Then this period is not inside the closing quotation marks. We have told you that put period inside the quotation mark, and it is done here. So first option. But why? In the second option, all these things are followed. But what is wrong here? That the word Theodore is not capitalized anymore. It's the name, it's a specific name, a proper noun. It should be capitalized. So we are not going to select this one. The first option is correct. Next one. I haven't seen piping plovers on this beach in ages, exclaimed Stacy, pointing to a flock of small sand-colored birds collecting along the shore. Is this the first one or the second one? There is something interesting in the answer. I'll tell you later. Well, according to the capitalization and punctuation rules, first option is correct. I haven't seen piping plovers on this beach in ages, exclaimed Stacy. This is the speaker tag, and the speaker tag is not capitalized. See, because it is not beginning the sentence, it is not used in the beginning of the sentence, so exclaimed must not be capitalized. In second option it is, so it's wrong. But what is wrong here, even one mistake in correct answer is that Exclamation point should be inside the closing quotation marks, and it is in outside in both options. So I'm selecting this one because in this one first mistake is corrected. This mistake is corrected, so I'll select this one. But the exclamation point should be inside the closing quotation marks, as I've told you earlier. Bad films gave me the courage to try making a movie. Stanley Kubrick acknowledged while discussing his experience as a young filmmaker. Okay, so there are mistakes, we know. In this one, comma is put here. Sorry, uh, period is used and the speaker tag, and period is separating the speaker tag from the quotation. And we know it's not correct. So, first option, again, period. No, it's not correct. And in first option, the name Stanley is not capitalized. It's also wrong. So, what separates the quotation from the speaker tag is comma. Put a comma. Comma separates quotation and the speaker tag. So, second option is correct. Among other questions, the gym's intake form asked, "What are your fitness goals?" Oh, question mark and period, both. Find out which one is correct answer. Well, if you look at the first option, the gym's intake form asked, this is the speaker tag or the reference, and this is the quotation. And it and the quotation and the speaker tag is separated by a comma, not a period. The second option has period, and this one has nothing. So use comma. I know we know it. So first is correct here. Second is not correct option. But in the first option, even this is an added period, although the sentence starts here, sorry, ends here because it's an interrogative sentence. So use question mark. So this might be a typo. I'll select the first option. Okay, the second one is among other questions. Sorry, I didn't select it. Having already requested a 2 week extension, how could the copy editor probably say, "I'm going to need a little more time"? Interesting. Okay, I'll discuss this one with you before you answer. Okay. Now I told you that if the quotation is not a question, you know, if the sentence is having already having a question like this one, having already requested a 2 week extension, how could the copy editor probably say? First mistake is that before starting the quotation you have to put a comma because you have to separate it. So put a comma here because this question begins before the quotation mark. Quotation is not a question. I'm going to need a little more time. Quotation is not a question. This is the question. So question mark, it cannot be used here. Question mark comes outside the closing quotation marks. So having already requested a 2 week extension, well, this has comma here. Sorry, period, no comma. Second option has comma. This one is correct. But in second option, this is the mistake again. It should not be here. It should be outside the closing quotation marks. I'll select second option because this is the correction here. But this one is again wrong in second option. I cannot select this one because this has one more mistake. I'll select the second option because it is one. It is has just one typo, and this one is corrected. Okay, now we have to discuss the second lesson as well. I told you that we will discuss decide whether ellipses are used appropriately. This is also important part of learning quotations. Now, what are ellipses? An ellipsis is a series of three periods with a space before and after each one. So it is a series of three periods with a space before and after each one. This tells what is ellipsis. But what is the use of ellipsis? It can be used to show where words in a quotation have been omitted. Well, what's the use of ellipsis? What's the use of these three periods with a space before and after each one? It can be used to show where words in a quotation have been omitted or left out. Omitted means left out, or you can say reduced. But let me tell you something, it's not a random, spontaneous omission of words. We cannot just randomly take out words from a quotation. It should be technical, it should be grammatically correct, it should make a sense. Let's read one example of a quotation or a sentence. Ian applied to colleges all around the world, but ultimately decided to attend a college that is located in his hometown. This is the complete sentence or quotation, you can say. But when you want to omit a few words in it from this one, you can put ellipsis in place. Let's read the one which has ellipsis. Ian, ellipsis, decided to attend a college that is located in his hometown. Again, follow the same rules of quotation. Begin quotation, then end it, period, and then close quotation marks. But when using an ellipsis, make sure that the resulting text is grammatically correct and maintains the same meaning as the original. How does this text with ellipsis maintains the same meaning as the original? Because the original sentence said that he decided, see, Ian decided to attend a college that is located in his hometown. And these words are omitted. That he applied to colleges all around the world, but ultimately. These words are omitted, and in place of these words, ellipsis is used. See? But sentence is grammatically correct. Ian, if you just say Ian, if you just read Ian decided to attend a college that is located in his own hometown, it's grammatically correct. It maintains the same meaning as the original. So I told you before explaining this that it is not a random or spontaneous omission of words. What can be the random omission of words and use of ellipsis? This one. Ian attend a college that is located in his hometown. This is not grammatically correct because the sentence uses past tense, decided to attend. So past tense is used. In this one, past tense is not used. And even if you use simple present tense here, it doesn't follow the rule. Ian is a singular subject, and this is not a singular verb. It's a plural verb. So this text is grammatically incorrect. We cannot accept it. So use of ellipsis is wrong here, is not appropriate. Then Ian is located in his hometown. Well, no, the original sentence says that he decided to attend a college that is located in his hometown. So the text does not have the same meaning as the original. So use of ellipsis is not appropriate here, even in these two texts. So this is the correct use of ellipsis. It's grammatically correct. It maintains the meaning as the original one. Let's solve some questions. Let's read it and then we'll see the resulting text using ellipsis and we'll tell whether it is appropriate or not. According to a Japanese myth that attempts to explain earthquakes, a giant catfish called Namazu is buried beneath Japan and sometimes moves its tail, causing the ground to shift. Now tell, is this resulting text having an appropriate use of ellipsis? According to a Japanese myth, ellipsis, a giant catfish called Namazu is buried beneath Japan and sometimes moves its tail, causing the earth to shift. Is it appropriate use of ellipsis? First option is no, because the text with an ellipsis is no longer grammatically correct. Second option is yes. Well, yes, it is the appropriate use of an ellipsis because the resulting text is grammatically correct and maintains the same meaning. It is just omitting these words. And it doesn't make any difference because if you read this resulting text without these words, it is grammatically correct and maintains the same meaning as original. According to the Japanese myth, a giant catfish called Namazu is buried beneath Japan. So yes, it is appropriate use of an ellipsis. A newly discovered species of titanosaur, a sauropod that lived 95 million years ago, may be the largest dinosaur that ever existed. Now, the text with ellipsis, a newly discovered species of titanosaur may be the largest dinosaur that ever existed. Yes, it's an appropriate use of an ellipsis. No, because the result text with an ellipsis no longer has the same meaning. Decide. What do you say? Well, look at it. A newly discovered species of titanosaur may be the largest dinosaur that ever existed. Well, if you read this sentence, its grammar is correct. It's grammatically correct. And does it maintain the same meaning as original? Let's read it. A newly discovered species of titanosaur may be the largest dinosaur that ever existed. This is the additional information. A sauropod that lived 95 million years ago. So yes, this is an appropriate use of ellipsis because it maintains the same meaning as original. It is grammatically correct. In 1975, the grizzly bear was given federal protection as a threatened species. Today, it is estimated that there are still fewer than 1,000 grizzlies in the lower 48 states. Now, the text with ellipsis. In 1975, the grizzly bear was ellipsis estimated that there are still fewer than 100 grizzlies in the lower 48 states. Is it appropriate use of ellipsis? Yes or no, because the text with an ellipsis is no longer grammatically correct. Well, if you read the text with ellipsis in 1975, the grizzly bear was, then some words are omitted, estimated. It doesn't make sense because it is grammatically wrong. So, use of ellipsis is random here, not appropriate. So, we'll select no. The Emancipation Proclamation, issued by Abraham Lincoln on January 1, 1863, declared that all slaves in states that had seceded from the Union were now free. The resulting text is the Emancipation Proclamation, issued by Abraham Lincoln on January 1, 1863, declared that all slaves, ellipsis, were now free. Yes, it's appropriate. No, because the text with an ellipsis no longer has the same meaning. Choose wisely. If you look at the original text, Abraham Lincoln declared that all slaves in states that had seceded from the Union were now free. Not all the slaves were free. Those who seceded from the Union were now free. So, no, this is not an appropriate use of ellipsis because the text with an ellipsis no longer has the same meaning. The Seismological Society of America has predicted that the Bay Area, which includes the cities of San Francisco, Oakland, and San Jose, is more likely to be rattled by a string of several smaller earthquakes than by one large seismic event. Now, the text with an ellipsis. The Seismological Society of America has predicted that the Bay Area is more likely to be rattled by several smaller earthquakes than by one large seismic event. It's the appropriate use of ellipsis, yes, but the text because the text with an ellipsis is no longer grammatically correct. Well, if you read the text with an ellipsis, the Seismological Society of America has predicted that the Bay Area, only these words are omitted. The names of areas which are included in it. So the area is more likely to be rattled by a string of smaller earthquakes than one large seismic event. So yes, it's grammatically correct. It makes sense. It maintains the same meaning as original. So yes, it's the appropriate use of an ellipsis. The city of Rockport is a crucial trade center for the surrounding agricultural area, and the economy is bolstered by nearby automotive and paper manufacturers. The text with an ellipsis is: the city of Rockport is a crucial trade center for ellipsis, automotive, and paper manufacturers. Yes, it's the appropriate use. No, because the text with an ellipsis is no longer has the same meaning. Which one is correct? First or second? Trade center for this automotive and paper. Yes, it's the appropriate use. No, because the text will. Well, if you read the original text, the city of Rockport is crucial trade center for the surrounding agricultural area, and the economy is bolstered by nearby automotive and paper manufacturers. Well, these are two different things. And the text with ellipsis says the city of Rockport is a crucial trade center for automotive and paper manufacturers. So the resulting text with an ellipsis has no longer has the same meaning because it is a crucial trade center for the surrounding agricultural area, and it doesn't mention this. So it omits all these words, so it changes the meaning of the original text. So no, this is not an appropriate use of an ellipsis because the text with an ellipsis no longer has the same meaning. Okay, students, this is all. The time is up, and we could not finish both um, tests of these two lessons, but I have tried to explain the topic, quotations, the how to format quotations and dialogues, and how to use ellipsis in quotations. So after the class, you can complete both tests. I hope you understand it well. I'll see you next time. Till then, have a great day. Bye.